Thanks for checking out this video on time blocked calendar. And if you haven't yet completed the time mastery video, I would encourage you to go back and watch that video first because it's going to get you set up to build your calendar. And then this would be the next video in the series. However, if you have already completed that first video, then perfect, you're in the right place. And we're going to go right into the time blocked calendar for you right now. A couple things I want to make note of before we jump into the calendar, which I'm going to share with you in a minute, is you want to put your personal things on there first. So you want to think about vacations, right? So like my family, we do 2 vacations a year. So the first 2 things we're going to put on the calendar are going to be those 2 vacations. Another thing you want to think about is are those events, like if you're with a company and they have a couple events every year. Well, obviously those aren't things that can be changed. So you want to also incorporate those into your calendar as well, and then you can build stuff around those events. So that said, I'm going to get into the calendar now. I'm going to share my screen with you and actually show you a copy of my calendar. So here it goes right here, and you should see the calendar, which now if you look at it, it's going to show you my wake up time. Everything's on there from my wake up time through 5 p.m. After 5 p.m., you'll notice, with the exception of a couple nights a week, I wouldn't say it's floating time, but it's dinner, it's spending time with the kids, it's doing other things. But when I start at the morning, is 5 a.m. is the wake up. Now, I am training right now for an Ironman race, so some mornings I will have to get up earlier because if you notice this block right here, it says 9 a.m. That's when I need to be on the phone with my assistant to discuss the day. We always have a 30-minute briefing call to start the day. So what I need to do is make sure that my workout is complete before 9 a.m. So some days my workout is 2 hours, other days it's 4 hours. And as I get closer to the race, it's going to be 5 hours, which tells you sometimes I'm going to actually be waking up at 3:30 or 4 a.m. to get my workout in, get complete, get showered, and be in the office on the phones for 9 a.m. So that tells you about my morning. However, listen, that's when I'm training. My normal agenda is always going to be journaling, meditation, saying my prayers, and if I'm depending on how long my workout schedule is, I'd be watching some motivational videos, maybe doing some reading, some stuff that's going to enhance my thinking, push my thinking, challenge my thinking. It's so critical. Even with those workouts, that's why I still have to get up early. I can't skip my meditation. Meditation doesn't get skipped. Prayer doesn't get skipped. Those things are critically important to get my mind right into the day. The other thing I want to mention too is, some of that stuff, if you're working out like me, when you're running on a treadmill, you can watch your iPad, or when you're on, like yesterday, I was on a bike for 2.5 hours. Well, I listened to a whole webinar series from Ryan Levesque on building funnels. So, I mean, there's things you can do as well while you're exercising. So that time is really critically important. The tip I want to give you too is you want to make sure that you look at your calendar the night before so that you can plan out your day. So, like for instance, if I know I have a 3-hour workout, then that means in order to get my workout complete and be where I need to be at 9, I got to get up at the latest by 5 a.m. So that gives you my time for my meditation, my time to journal a little bit, my time for prayer, and then I still can get into my workout in on time. So again, by looking the night before, it's actually telling me what time I need to start planning to go to bed. Does that make sense? Because it's not just when you wake up, but you got to position yourself so that you're going to bed at the right time so that you can wake up. Because for me, uh, I need 7 hours. Usually 7 hours, I'm good. I mean, sometimes I can do 6, but then I'm groggy. So I'm usually looking to get about 7 hours. So that always dictates what time I go to bed. So I just want you to think about that as you're building out your calendar as well. So maybe your workout schedules aren't quite as intense as mine. That's fine. Just come up with your morning. That's all I'm saying. For me, lead generation goes from 9 to 10:30. That is time that I'm looking for new leads. So if I'm focusing on the listing referral business, excuse me, I'm looking for new listing referrals. That's what time we'd be calling expireds. My people would be calling FISBOs. For me, I'm doing a lot more coaching now, so I'd be talking to potential coaching clients, be talking to people about potentially going to EXP, all that stuff. That's like new lead generation time. Then I take a 15-minute break. The break is critical to kind of unwind, just let it go, do whatever. I mean, sometimes I'll literally like do push-ups, or I'll go downstairs, have a snack. I just want to check out. I'm going to shut my phone off. Then I do the 10:45 to 12:15 is going to be follow-up. So now this is the time where I'm going to follow up on all the stuff that I had already been working on, all the stuff that's in my CRM. So the listing follow-up calls, the FISBO calls, the following up on the agents, the coaching potential clients, follow up. That's that time block. Then the next break is the lunch. The lunch is important. Again, this is another time where I want to create an environment where I'm checking out completely. I want to have something very healthy. And I forgot to mention this, hydration is critical. In the morning, you really want to hydrate. You want to, I mean, try it. If you don't believe me, as soon as you get up, if you're groggy, I keep this right next to my nightstand. So as soon as I get up, one of the first things I'm going to do is take a chug of that nice cold water, and it energizes it. You can feel it just wake you right up. It's amazing. So hydration throughout the day. Going back to the lunch, though, a nice healthy lunch, some protein, hydration is amazing. Check out 45 minutes. Sometimes my wife's home. I can hang out with my wife, have lunch, chit chat. If the kids are home, same thing, goof around with the kids a little bit. And then 1 p.m., I'm back into it. I'm into my appointments. This is my appointment time. So this is when I'm looking to either meet with sellers, I'm meeting with agents, I'm meeting with potential coaching clients. That is that time that's set up for that specific block. You notice it ends at 5. Sometimes it goes a little over. It really depends on the day and the schedule. But I can tell you by 6 o'clock, I'm having dinner with the kids. Does that make sense? So our dinner always goes anywhere between 6 and sometimes 7. You notice here on Tuesday, we have our dance party. We do a dance party from 6:30 to 7 on Tuesday. Super fun. We just goof around. We've got these songs, this music we play, and it's important to have that break from all the crazy monotonous stuff, the business, right? And then my wife and I, every 2 weeks, we do a date night. We'd like to do it on Wednesdays. It doesn't always happen on Wednesday, depending on the week, but that's in the calendar. So it reminds me that every 2 weeks we want to get away. We'll just go have dinner. Sometimes we're only gone for an hour and a half. Just go have dinner, babysit, come over, take the kids, or we'll go have dinner, watch a movie or something. And the nice thing about a Wednesday night is the movie theaters are dead, and the restaurants are pretty dead. So it's nice. It's relaxing. It's casual. We can just chill. Really critical time. You notice on Sunday as well here, I have what's called thought time. That's a really, really important spot every Sunday where I like to look at my business. I like to look at my goals, and I like to really think, okay, here's my goal. Here's where I am right now. And just journal, just think, just write whatever comes to mind. It's really, really important. There's a book, I think, can't think of the exact name of it, but it's by Keith Cunningham. He talks about this. Actually, it's The Road Less Stupid. Great read. He spends a lot of time talking about this time. I actually personally got this time years ago from Gary Keller when I was in his mastermind. He talked about thought time, and I booked it. And I'll be honest with you, I'm human, so some Sundays I miss it. But I'll tell you, three Sundays a month, I'm getting it, and it always shows up on my calendar, and it reminds me. And that's why it's so important every morning to take a look at my calendar, see what's on the calendar, and make sure that I plan my day based on the calendar. All right, and then don't forget about Saturdays. I work probably every third Saturday now. I still do generate listing leads because I'm in a referral business. So I love sending real estate referrals. So if you'll notice though, Saturdays 11 to 5. I started this in like 2010. Actually, if you went through my first strategies on time mastery, then you'll know I talked about this. But yeah, this was a time where I made a decision that I was not going to do anything real estate related before 11 a.m. on Saturdays, and then after 5, and it was life-changing for me. So if a seller calls me and says, hey, I need you to come list my house Saturday 10 a.m., I'm going to say, hey, I appreciate the opportunity. I can come at 11 or 11:30. Which of those would work better? If they can't make either of those work, then I may pass on the business. Okay, that's the standard. There is an exception. The exception would only be like if the seller called and said, hey, I'm going out of country, or I'm leaving the state and I need you to come over and do this, then I may make the exception. Again, I can obviously plan going into that, so that shouldn't be the case. It's going to be very rare if someone's going to call and say, hey, I need you to be over my house tomorrow morning, at 11. So basically what this does is it sets the standard in the expectation. Again, if you haven't watched the first, or if you haven't gone through the strategies worksheet and watch that video, go back. I encourage you to watch that because it goes deeper into what I'm talking about now here with setting those standards and those expectations with your clients. I hope this was helpful. The next thing for you to do is simply go create your calendar. You'll notice I'll go through every week. Again, see, it's every other week with the date night. Now you'll see the date night shows up again. So this is a simple calendar. And sometimes, like, so here's the meeting time. So I may say, okay, I know I have a listing appointment, and I'll put it in for, actually, let me stop. So let's say I'm going to add a meeting for, we'll say 123 Main Street. Okay. Double M, 123 Main Street. And I know that's Monday, the 8th, we'll say at 3 to 4 p.m. So that's an hour. So now I can add that to my calendar. I'll change the color so it stands out. I'll make it a light green, and then I'll save it. So now I know this is my block for listing appointments, and I have one appointment set. So that's telling me, okay, I have my one appointment set for the day. When I was selling, I wanted to do 2 appointments a day when I was selling more. But it's whatever your plan is. So you can have these blocks, and then you can set other things over the block. So again, I hope this was super helpful. Let me stop this video. And hey, I hope if you found this super helpful, let me know. Feel free to give me some feedback. You can email me at david@davidihill.com if you're interested in discussing our coaching. I do group coaching, and I also do have some options for individual coaching. You can go to trycoaching.net, and we can schedule to jump on a 15 to 30-minute call and see if coaching is a good fit for you. And again, if you guys have any questions, you want to give me some feedback, feel free to send me an email at david@davidihill.com. I just want to say I really appreciate your time checking out this video.